What is up, everybody? Welcome back to yet another live stream. My name's Lewis, also known as MrCameraJunkie, where I remind you to upgrade your skills before your gear. And I made it just in the nick of time. I'm still setting up the minor details like plugging in the iPad. All right, make sure that the audio levels are good. Oh, the air conditioner's still on. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Whew. Well, Aiden's good, for those of you who might be asking. He's fine. Just making sure that taking care of all the fatherly duties, the dad duties before we get started here. But as always, I thank you for taking your time and spending it here with me on the Saturday evenings at Club Camera Junkie. So right away, let's go to the chat to see who is here. We have Scott Rogers in the house. How are you doing, sir? Welcome. Tom Buck in the house. And the Paul Duncan. Look at this. And we also have Caleb McCool saying hi to everyone, Tom Buck, and to Scott. And that was me messaging that I was a little behind because of Prince Aiden. And these are all the thumbs up saying no worries. And that's so appreciated of you guys. You guys are awesome. Look, Caleb says family comes first. It really does. And with this guy, he needs me so much. I am also appreciative of him allowing me to do this on the weekly as well. Sometimes he makes it hard. Tony's also giving the thumbs up. Peter says, speaking of Aiden, as we all need to buy him a battery so he doesn't get stuck somewhere. Yes, for those of you who were able to catch Peter Gregg's live yesterday, Friday, he did mention that I did get the battery replaced on my vehicle, or Aiden's vehicle, and that if you did want to support Prince Aiden in this, in this, I guess, how would you call it? Just this challenge, then you can go ahead and buy a coffee to, help the cause. Says, I'll be buying a few coffees. Very much appreciated. And I have to thank you again. I was able to go to Peter and the Christmas room in this past week, and or was it the week before? Because everything's running. Actually, it was the week before, right? Yeah, but regardless, it was just not too long ago, and spent a lot of time. But so much has been going on that it's just like it's all been a blur. So, talking up, we'll get to that a little bit later. That's just foreshadowing. Says, God bless you, Lewis. Says, Dora Liz Plaza. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, so we got our first coffee donation. Let's see who it is. I tried to fix the buy me a coffee to see if I could actually read it on screen, but I need to check it out. Oh, so it was Peter Gregg. Thank you, sir, very much. It says for Aiden's battery. Okay. He says, yeah, he just bought me 3 coffees. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. But let's talk about today's subject, right? Which is not about the car battery because that was taken care of. But what we were going to talk about today is remote production with Ecamm. So if you're wondering how is it that I'm bringing these text onto the screen and how is it that I'm getting the overlays and the scrolling text on the bottom, all of this is done easily through Ecamm. Now, I've used quite a few different programs and I've settled on this system as my favorite. Now, there are a variety of different programs for Mac and for Windows, but for me, this is my program of choice. All right, so we got some more coffee. We'll see exactly who it is. I'm just going to keep my app open here. I gotta thank everyone. This is very, very much appreciated. When it comes to smaller channels like mine, that we don't actually meet the metrics that Google is requiring for monetization, there's a lot of things. Excuse me. There's a lot of things that channels like mine would tend to miss out on, being like super chats and like the applause features that's enabled now throughout the platform of YouTube, that actually will help support smaller creators like myself, having this the ability to actually provide an avenue like buy me a coffee, to be able to have like that way of support. It's been invaluable, and I could honestly tell you that without the buy me a coffee within the last year, it would have been extremely tough for me to have continued to be here week in and week out. It it helped pay for the the internet bill that I acquire every month, that is part of what allows me to get on to the live stream every week. And little bit by little bit, things have been just getting incrementally better, and it's been through a great help of buy me a coffee. And with this platform, I'm actually leveraging a lot of things, including my one-on-one consultations that I'm now providing. So if you're thinking that you need help and you just need to like fine tune the equipment that you have already, we can get onto a Zoom call and then just like fine tune it, me being kind of like the outside source, and help you through that process, whether it's doing that or helping you with audio, content creation ideas, just trying to get a better focus, like on what it is that you're trying to do on this platform, or maybe even another platform, because it is okay. Somebody just bought me 5 coffees for Aiden's battery. You guys are amazing, because like I said, that is you guys are leaving me speechless, literally. I don't have words, because you guys have supported me within this last year, and I've been able to accomplish a lot of things because of your support. Some really good news that just came about this week that I wanted to share with you guys. Wasn't sure how I was going to fit it, and it's perfect right here. The fact that I am like the newest member of the Ecamm fam officially. I am now their video editor, and I am going to be doing projects with Ecamm directly, as well as my projects that I will continue to do with Doc Rock. And now, like, my time slots are being filled in. So, with the consultations, with the what is it, the responsibilities that I still have with my phone repair business as well, I'm looking to progress, and like I said last week, not half-ass but whole-ass what I'm doing here on the creative side. Another thing that I'm also doing is going to be producing content for other channels, and that's part of what we were going to talk about, which is the remote production. I use Ecamm not only for my live streams, like other programs are dedicated for it. Like, for instance, you could use like StreamYard, but it's completely like cloud based, where you just connect to it and then it does the same thing, and it just streams out from there to the other platforms that you desire. Very similar to what you would find like in a restream platform. That is also going to do the same thing as like restreaming outwards. So not that those are bad at all, but just the simple fact that I'm you know what, I lost my thread right there, because I'm just like overwhelmed with the support that I'm getting from you guys. I just keep seeing the coffees coming in, and I'm trying to figure out exactly who they are. So Dina just bought me some coffee, so thank you so very much, Dina. Um, Peter Greg, I think bought me some more coffee, another one. So thanks again, Peter. Like, I just I've never been so s- like I said, I'm completely in awe, super grateful. Look, Gary Jones bought me 3 coffees. You guys are freaking amazing. You guys are awesome. Oh, look, I did change that, but I don't like the way it looks. It's right in my face. So there's an arrow. I'm trying to fix that. Let me see if I could. I'll take care of that next time. I was trying to make things easier, and it just changes things up. But uh, I was saying something. I was saying something, and all I have to say now is thank you to everyone for all of this. Look, this is just amazing. Like, uh, thank you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys are so awesome, man. I'm being taken back. Uh, okay, focus. So I use Ecamm for pretty much everything because it's not just, that's what I was saying, that it's not just a remote production that you would use like a cloud based, like another program like StreamYard and things like that. That was the coffees keep coming in. Oh my, they're amazing. Um, and so, with that being said, the StreamYard is a cloud based program. Ecamm actually allows me to do everything that you're seeing here, the switching of cameras that's going on naturally. That's all pre-programmed and all designed because I am a one-man production team. So everything that you're seeing here on display, everything is being taken care of by yours truly. And Ecamm is what allows me to do it. The overlays, the widgets that show when somebody buys me a coffee, the scrolling text, everything, including 48 kilobit audio being broadcast out in 4K. And I've tried doing 4K, having the capability as far as hardware with other programs, and the one that I used there was OBS, and at the time Streamlabs OBS, which I'm so glad that I stopped using way before the scandal even hit. That's like I said, just glad that I was able to find Ecamm. And now with this, it's been like, because Ken and Glenn, the designers of this program, so to speak, these guys come up with like updates weekly, and they're constantly upgrading that. The program that I started with a year ago is this, what I'm dealing with right now is far beyond what I could have ever imagined, and there's still so many more implements and like upgrades that are coming to the program. But when I break it down, is that Ecamm is a full production suite, because when it comes to my pre-recorded content, I'm using Ecamm. When I'm going live stream, I'm using Ecamm. And now what I'm trying to get to, which is the remote production, you could easily use Ecamm as well. I was speaking to Gil just last month, and that was one of the things that I mentioned to him, that with the interview mode, you have the ability to bring in up to 4 guests and include yourself in that. But when you're doing a remote production, you're not going to be on camera. So what you'd be doing is you'd be running your live stream basically the same way that you would do it now, but you would ask the guest that would be on to remote in from their locations, and they're gonna connect to your live stream, and you're gonna be the one that's gonna distribute the signal out from your location. So of course you're gonna need some things like high-speed internet and a backup of the high-speed internet, because when you're producing for someone else, you need to have redundancy in every aspect. So you're going to need to have a computer and a backup computer and so on and so forth, so that if anything were to happen, you know how to roll with the punches. And that's something that you learn when you do your own live streams. Now, it's basically the same thing, except you're just taking yourself out of the picture, because I can turn on interview mode right now on my Ecamm Live and allow a couple of guests to connect to me, and I am once again as a single showrunner running the entire production from here. But all I would do is just switch back, instead of scrolling different angles from my own two cameras here. I would just be going back and forth with as many cameras as they can connect, as so to speak. So that's one of the main and easiest ways to actually have an amazing program like Ecamm pretty much pay for itself once you're able to get some clients and remote produce for them. Take all of the headaches away, and you take care of all the lower thirds, the graphics, and because you're doing it from the back end, it's just like you're the guy in the booth. And it really takes me back to my television production days in school, when I was learning that, where if you were the guy in the box, you weren't on camera. So everything was basically like a remote production from the director and the floor director's point of view. So it's like this program allows you to do it so easily with the technology that we have today. And even with the technology as simple as a smartphone, that these smartphones right now can give you 4K 60 and give you a very, very good quality feed, and just using that as your webcam. So that's just one of the basic ideas, and I know that we can dig more into this as well. I would highly, I would love to hear what you guys think about the remote production side. If you have any questions, or maybe any ideas yourself on what you can use this, because Ecamm just never ceases to amaze me, from individual isolated audio tracks, from sound effects, to your guest coming in and out. Peter Greg bought me some more coffee. I don't know if it's the same one or if it's it keeps yeah, I don't know if that's another coffee, or if the widget is just going off again. So you guys are awesome though. But yeah, so that's where I think that this program really excels, because it's allowed me to do so many things. I can get into the nitty gritty of it, as far as like I was thinking about purchasing an Atomos Ninja like high definition like monitor slash recorder that by itself it's $700, and that's not speaking of the SSD that you would need to attach to it to actually utilize it correctly. Doing all of that through Ecamm just constantly just saves me in different aspects of my production. And now I'm just super excited to be able to add remote production as another thing that I can feature moving forward with the business that I'm starting. And now as far as editing, remote production, consultations, and there's going to be graphic design and different things that are going to be moving forward. But I'm just super excited for all the possibilities that are coming my way in this year, because like always, I don't like to put an exact label on things, because it's always evolving. And a year ago I would have never thought that a video editing production company was what I'd be starting in 2022, and yet here we are, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So with that, let's go back to the chat, because I've been rambling on for a while. And Sammy just says here, but it's 11:26. Okay, let's see how far back I am. Okay, I'm over here where Peter bought me some coffees. Says, okay, guys, let's do $5 to get a battery for Aiden. Use the link in the description. Paul started clapping, and that's when all of you guys left me speechless. It says, way to go. Proud of you, buddy. That's, yeah. I'm super excited to be working with Ecamm as the editor. It's such a great team as well. You know, the opportunity that I have with it. I can't wait. Like, I can't even tell you. I'm almost like jumping out of my skin because it's really going to give me the ability to step off in the right foot with this production company. So, static. And Randall says wash hands. So that's like the clapping emoji. That's the way we see it on Ecamm. This is battery money for Aiden, FYI. Absolutely. And yeah, and now that I have your attention, if you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button. Do that if you haven't already. Healthy Bearded, how are you doing? Saying, hey, Lewis and chat. Thank you for stopping by. Let me know how my beard's looking today, sir. I was working on it before, you know, Aiden required me to perform fatherly duties. Peter says, Lewis came to visit with me and Aiden had a hard time starting his car. The baby was in the back seat. We can't leave it like that, so we're getting a new battery for Aiden. You're awesome, Peter. That's basically what he did yesterday on his live stream, which is amazing. So just thank everyone for the support. It really does mean the world to me. Like, just like I said that a year ago, I wouldn't have thought that I would have been starting a production company. I would have never thought that I would have had such amazing support from such amazing people a year ago. So it's because of you guys that I feel so hopeful, and I'm just so ecstatic about what's coming in this year because there's so many things. I just mentioned, you know, Healthy Bearded, right? And through the bearded community, Dan C. Bearded has a meetup in like Orlando come the end of March, and I'm super excited to being able to meet him and a lot of the bearded community there come that date. I believe it's the 30th. So super stoked about that. So many things, and that's right after, I believe, social media marketing world, which I'm already, you know, like trying to budget, not trying to, I'm already budgeting and putting the pieces in place to get my behind to San Diego come that event as well. So I'm super excited. Once that happens, I might have the ability, well, no, I'm saying it now, that's when I'm gonna be able to meet in person Mr. T Bizzle Tom Buck. So there's so many amazing things that are just over the horizon, and I'm excited for all the things that are coming in 2022. Peter says Lewis, oh, that's the same one. So says I switched over to Ecamm, says Healthy Bearded, since November, and I've been loving it. It is amazing. The more that I like think about like ways to utilize it like a tool, right, the more I'm able to get out of it. So I just keep thinking of new ways and new things of implementation, but it makes it so easy. Like, I remember when I was first making the overlays a year ago, literally cutting out with green screen and doing edit just so that I can have a loopable file to have, you know, like myself be cut out through it. And now it's all done within the program, the borders, everything. It is just so easy that I have actually installed it on my laptop, and I used it on the road when I was on my way to People of Video, and it worked flawlessly, and I was able to just create a scene with a motion background and do the whole thing literally within 15 minutes. I would say 20 tops. Randall says Aiden needs a new battery. Not sure, but we'll take care of that. That's gotta be on. Boop. There we go. It says LOL. Yes, Randy. We need to get a new battery for Aiden. And then Randall saying, "Good job, team." Thomas waving again. Fast catch top. Okay, so I guess he did get it. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. This is also the last background song. I don't know how long ago that was. Talking about this one. This is a Christmas track that snuck into this, right? Oh, that's what's going on. I think I hit that on accident messing around here. So let's go ahead and shuffle this up. There we go. I'm like, why are we playing Christmas songs? So if that was the song that you're talking about, because it could have been playing for 15 minutes, I'm over here like trying to hone it all in, man. You guys really left me speechless. I can't. I'm playing it all cool, right? But it's like, man, I'm over here just like so grateful for everyone. You guys are awesome. And Peter's laughing at me because of it. And that's when Sammy was saying, "Hey, everyone." So that was like 7 minutes ago. Caleb is saying hi to Sammy. He says, "Wait, you're a new Ecamm editor?" Yes. Yes, I am. Hassan, how are you doing, sir? Welcome. I spoke with the Nixons, and they're sending out your package. I believe Monday it goes out. There was, I appreciate your patience because of all of the delays there, but it's going out, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, sir, for being so cool about the matter. But it's all taken care of, and you should be getting your package, as soon as possible. As now we're just waiting on logistics. So I saw that you're doing consult. I might need some help soon producing my stream. Sammy, it's super easy. Now I have a link down there. So if you want to sit down for an hour or, just hang out and get everything dialed in, book a Zoom call and you have access to my calendar, and whatever time is available, it's at your discretion. So through Calendly, so that's a really good tip if anyone really is interested. Calendly is now allowing me to have that feature, and through Buy Me a Coffee I have the direct link that gives you the access to that. So you're able to pay for it up front, and once the transaction is done is where you get kicked over into the calendar to select the time for the consultation, and it's at your leisure. So it's made super easy, and with Calendly it's given me the ability to do the same thing with my Mr. Fix-It phone repair. So I've created another Buy Me a Coffee page for my Mr. Fix-It, and I've completely digitizing that aspect with that. I'm not going to be answering phone calls anymore. Whenever I get a phone call, I'm going to be responding back with like an automated text with the link so that they can just pay in advance and then have the ability to book a slot for a phone repair on the same calendar, which is what makes it like super cool, because of the simple fact that... Did this get stuck? Everything, well, something's going on here. Okay. No. There we go. All right. But as I was saying, now it will actually link up to the same calendar, whether you're, accessing it through the Mr. Fix-It or through the MrCameraJunkie, but you're going to be linked to the same calendar, so I never double book. So through Calendly, it's giving me the ability to really hone in on the time and focus in on what I'm going to be doing during this transition. So I'm really excited about it. Says, I kind of told you to get Ecamm at the beginning. Absolutely. Yeah. And Ecamm in without like actually exaggeration, it has been life changing for me in particular, especially now that I'm working with the company. So I might have a bias, but I'm letting you know right off the bat, everyone that has been, not only the program, right, but I think that the most under talked about commodity of Ecamm is the community, because the Facebook group and everything. I think Doc is gonna make a video about that, because it's kind of like the ace up their sleeve, right? Like the secret sauce to what makes Ecamm so great is the community that is behind it and how helpful they are. And yeah, super cool. Tom says, I think the song I liked was called Poetic Wax or something like that. I'm going to take a look at it. You understand? I'm going to see which one was playing when you texted that when I watched the replay. It says the new car name is Aiden. Peter says, hey, I like the Christmas song. I bet you did. Hassan says, awesome. I can't wait. Yes. Okay, and I think we're going to skip that. Sammy's saying, amazing. It says, ban that guy from your end. I know what you're saying, but the crazy thing is that as a moderator, and I would ask Paul as well, I've been removing some of these throughout the, like, the internet, throughout the live streams that I've been participating in. And what actually has been ending up happening is that I've seen that, I don't know if it's the same exact one or just a variation of it, but it's almost like when you get targeted, I ban some right away, and yet it's almost like their brother just comes up right behind them and be like, hey, what's up, and does the same exact thing right after you just ban one. So I'm gonna double check, but I actually thought that I banned them when I had the ability to, before I saw that Tom actually got to it. But these are new bots, These are this is the new and improved. It says use your ban button. I did. So the fact that if it's the same exact one, then the banning isn't working. But that's what I don't think is happening. I think it's just like a bot, so it might be coming in under the same name. But there's a lot of funky things going around. Like one of them that I've been seeing via Twitter, Roberto Blake was mentioning that there's people trying to sell like Bitcoin or something of that sort through WhatsApp. And what they do is that they mimic a bigger channel like a Roberto Blake, and they go to a smaller channel and they leave a comment that looks like it's Roberto Blake saying, oh, amazing video, check out this cryptocurrency and call me on this WhatsApp number. So he just tweeted like, I will never send you a message from WhatsApp. So if you ever see this, know automatically that it's not me and that it's a bot. But that's the level of botting that's getting that's going on right now. Sammy saying hi to Peter. Mulain TV is here. Bienvenidos. How are you? Okay, yeah, Peter, I did hit the ban button. We'll just see exactly if it goes through. So, okay, somebody just bought me 5 coffees, or bought 8 and 5 coffees for the battery. Much appreciated. Oh man, I need to figure out exactly how to see these the best. I think the iPad might have the best application. Or maybe, you know what? The best application, in all sincerity, is the website itself. Okay, so all right. So what I'm seeing here is Randy, Peter, Gary, Paul, Hassan, all of you guys that have donated to the battery. You guys are amazing. Thank you so very, very much. I'm not sure if all of these are, just coming through at the moment, but you guys rock. You guys are amazing. That's so Peter's saying hi to Sammy. So I like right now also, put a Q in front of any questions that you might have, but I also want to know your opinions on remote production. Is this something that you've even thought of doing? Because it was something that was been on my radar, but now I'm going to have the opportunity to actually upgrade some of the hardware pieces and have the backups and the redundancy to actually be able to cater to that type of demographic as far as the production. And what I got going on here is what I call my command center. So right from my command center, I'm gonna be able to do all of these things. I'm like super excited. Right now I have a 2013 MacBook Pro. The reason why I've had it and I've kept it for this long is because it was like one of the last versions that have the SD card reader, which is something that I use mostly for photography more than video. But now that I'm doing more video than photography, it still makes sense that if I were to upgrade, I'm going to be looking at one of the newer MacBook Pros. The way that things are going, and this is just the way that I see it, right? I could wait for maybe the next generation, right? Because I do have to budget for the new computer. But as I'm doing so, if I'm able to budget the amount that I need for the computer for what's available now, I'm going to get that now. Sly just came in and bought some coffee. Oh, thank you so very much. You're so sweet, all of you guys. You guys, I just lost my train of thought what I was even saying. I'm over here just taken back by everyone here. Oh man. I'm just gonna keep on with the comments because I totally lost my train of thought. I'm over here. Like, as soon as I see the comments, I automatically read them. So I saw that from Sly. You guys are just awesome. Says, Paul says, I remove them, ban them, and report them, and you can't get rid of them. Just ignore them and don't give them the attention. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do as well. So I appreciate all the moderators here taking care of that for us here at Club Camera Junkie. But I'm going to just skip them when I see them on my feed, just to keep it rolling. Tom says I put them in the dungeon. Yes, sir. Says yes. Our automated box. You know what? This whole time I've been without my sound effects because that's how backed up I've been with the whole setup. There we go. Let's turn that on and let's get to it. Boom. All right, that could have been a bit loud, but if any of you were sleeping, there you go. And once again, if you haven't already, make sure you that like button, okay, and get that done because it really is appreciated and it goes a long way. Says it won't be the same name. They're all different. Once you hide them from the channel, they won't be back. Exactly. So they are like little variations. And this is from the master moderator, Paul Duncan. So just create a new account. I really think it's kind of like, for those of you who are familiar with, like computers in that sense, like a rolling IP, like where the IP address is constantly just changing depending on what time of day you're connecting so that you can get like the freshest sort of connection. And that's the way that I see the bots. That is just like a rolling name, and when the bot shows up to the channel, it's just gonna put whatever name generically that's like rolling counter, so to speak. That's why they're never the same one. But I really don't even think there's ever an actual channel even behind the names. So like the banning of them is just like kind of like burning a burner phone number, so to speak, because there wasn't really anything behind it. It's just now a name that can't be used as a channel. Peter says, yes, Tom, they know how to send a few, like a shotgun pattern. Gotta keep smashing them down. Is the newest version of the video game. I'm glad you guys are having so much fun. Look, Tom says, whack a bot. I like that. Says, we will make 1 million of the newest video game. Nice. Whack a bot. That's a lot of caffeine for Aiden. Well, I am going to make sure that everyone that has a message that says that it's for the battery, it's really going towards the battery. So you guys, thank you so very, very much. Says remote production is very big and could charge some good money. Yeah, because you charge by the hour. It's all been set, and the fact that, you know, most of the time people see my setup and they like, oh, I love the fireplace, I love this, I love that, and I'm like, I can help you achieve this. And if you find it to be just a bit harder for you to do it yourself, I also have the ability to do it for you. You know, you'd be paying for the time slot, just like a consultation, right? For the time that you're going to be slotting in for the remote production. The price won't be the same, obviously, because there's a lot more that goes into it, but the way that you'd be able to book it is going to be the same. So the remote production is also something that I'm going to be creating an extra through the Buy Me a Coffee to just have there, so that if you want to, you can go ahead and set up like the appointment to get things started with remote production as well. So Buy Me a Coffee is also just like so clutch, right? Clutch is a good word. Just so clutch right now, even with the, you know, the little snazu, so to speak, with PayPal, which I didn't have Stripe until then, and now I have Stripe, and I'm kind of glad that I was forced into this, because a lot of other programs are also using Stripe. So even something as simple as Clubhouse, I had first tried to set up Stripe initially at the beginning of last year. It didn't kind of work out, so didn't really worry about it because I had PayPal. And now that it's not working with Buy Me a Coffee, which is my preferred platform to provide, you know, like my extras, my memberships, which it's also something that I'm gonna be working on in the future. It's funny that it's being mentioned, because I was gonna mention this as well. Doc Rock had a guest, Keely Dunn, FH umpires, on his live stream today. Both amazing people. Keely was talking specifically about Discord, and that's something that I wanted to let you know as well, that I have started a MrCameraJunkie, or the Camera Junkie crew Discord, and I'm going to be sending out invitations to everyone that is on the email list from the Buy Me a Coffee. So if you supported me from day one, you will be receiving your invitation to that. So that's something that I'm also excited to get started with, to be able to communicate that way. And that's one of, I believe, the perks that is going to be part of the membership, because it's just going to, you know, snowball so quickly. And it's like I see the wave coming. I'm excited, but I'm doing the necessary steps to do it right. And I've been so far allowing things to just fall in their place, but now come 2022 is the first time where I'm not kind of just letting it just happen, letting the stars align. I'm actually going to put some more effort, and that's when I, reference that again, that I'm not going to half-ass it. I'm whole-assing it, and I'm looking at all the options of monetizations to allow me to become the full-time content creator even faster. I'm so excited about so many opportunities, and I thank all of you, because without this to have kept me going, maybe most likely none of the opportunities that are coming my way would even be possible. So that's how grateful I am to all of you. This list at the bottom here that's ticking down of supporters is just gonna get so big that the first 15 minutes is gonna be a trickle of names, and I just can't wait. I can't wait. You might want to remove the line where you put the link there, advertising. Says I didn't put in the whole line. Says stop in to say hi. See you soon. Gracias. No problem, man. So Peter says you would have to guess what is missing a little. It may not be as dumb as I look. Hi to everyone. Once again, Sly, thank you so much for the coffee. Always appreciated. So I heard that those sites are bad sites. Absolutely bad sites, Sammy. More than anything, that could be one of the leading causes to like the scams and people like kind of like losing control of their channels. That's one thing that I'm lucky that I kind of grew up in the email space in the computer world, that I was always able to understand the language, and when something was foreign I was able to detect it. So knock on wood. So let me get to the wood. Knock on wood, I've been able to pretty much been have lived a hacked free life. And right now, I think, to be honest with you, right now was probably the most vulnerable that I had ever been, within the last 2 years. And that's all been put to a wrap. Also, thanks to Doc Rock. Right now, I'm using a program. Personally, there's quite a few different password, keepers. The one that I'm using is 1Password. I have it connected to my computer, to my phone, to everything. And now it's almost like a game. I'm just having so much fun converting every account that I have onto this platform. So it's almost like spring cleaning digitally, of going through all my email accounts, and if it has an old password, is either refresh it or get rid of it. It's been really nice. It's been really nice to be able to start organizing things the way that I want. So that's exciting for me. Let's see where we are. So Sammy says, LOL, that was funny. But yes. Well, I think that's all I have to say as far as, the remote production. I don't know if you guys do have any questions. Please let me know, because if not, then I think, that would be it for Club Camera Junkie this week, which is kind of cool. I'm trying to be more intentional with my live streams. I'm going to be doing things differently moving forward this year. I'm going to be doing sponsored live streams, and that's I'm mentioning it out. I'm mentioning it now to start putting things into fruition. My ideas are as part of the bigger picture of full-time content creation, to have sponsors for 6 or 12 like episodes of the live stream, whether they choose to do like a 6-month package or a 12-month package, themed about, you know, different aspects of live streaming. Like that, the fact that I use Ecamm or comparative programs, microphones. When it comes to audio, I want to try some more condensers, more dynamics. I'm just gonna have fun with it. So, you know, with that being said, I really see a lot of like creative content coming out for this new year, because it's gonna be so much more purposeful, to be able to provide as much value as possible. Like, I think maybe next year I might, not next year, next week, I might be testing out this guy right here. Oop. This is a microphone that I bought for $20. The Maono AUPM 461. Now this is probably like a $20 microphone, but because I've been upgrading my audio, you know, setup here, the new Hagibis, this thing is amazing. It's what's allowed the audio to come in clear, even though I'm using like the mixer that wasn't working correctly. To me, I'm still hearing the hissing that used to come through the live stream, and now because of the Hagibis, you know, like external hard drive and USB connections, it's running it as a, what is it, audio interface, and it's just working flawlessly. But with that being said, I was also able to connect this guy, and I was really impressed with how clean the audio is coming in now that my setup has improved. So I want to just test this guy out. The biggest thing that I didn't like about this microphone was the shock mount that it came with, because it's, you know, it's an inexpensive microphone, so the shock mount, they didn't put a lot of thought into it either. That's when, you know, my creativity kind of like took charge, and what I did was remove the plastic piece that actually was like trying to hold the microphone down here and didn't give you access to the gain. But what I did was use the same elastic bands to actually support it just by the screw mount, which is something that I didn't have. So because I didn't have that, I was able to creatively mount the same microphone through just the elastic bands, and now this shock mount not only works better, but I think looks better too, because you could actually see the microphone, and the only thing that's supporting it is the bands themselves. So with that, like, this is something that I think is like pretty much usable now comparative to the way that I had it before, and I'm probably gonna see if I run next week's live stream based around the sounds of this Maono microphone and see how it compares to my setup right now, which is you know, a little bit more analog. So yeah, that's the thoughts that I have for the live stream. That's one of the aspects. So I'm thinking that one of the weeks of the month is gonna be like my microphone or my audio type of live stream, and then have a theme for every other, you know, week for the month thereafter. It's just the thought what exactly theme I'm gonna fall into. That's where we're gonna have fun with it. I'm gonna ask you guys what you want to learn about. I think maybe one week could be like, you know, tips and tricks about the Stream Deck, or something that I could be used with that, and just, you know, throwing some ideas on the wall, and we're gonna see what sticks. So with that being said, let me go ahead and check the chat to see exactly what's going on. Okay. Sammy says, I did a great stream. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Says, you're going to use 2 computers for remote production? No, not use 2 computers. Have 2 computers. You see, for example, right now I do have 2 cameras, right? I have this one and this one. They're exactly the same, and I'm using them both. But if anything were to happen, right, and let's say I were to lose this camera because it went bad or vice versa, I still know that I have a camera to at least be able to swap out and still go live, because even if I don't have this angle here, I'll still be able to do a live stream with this without a problem. So that's the same type of mentality and the redundancy that you need to have with the computers as well. So right now I'm using a Mac Mini M1 and it's fine. It's exceeding all of my expectations, especially, we've all seen the videos. Tom Buck made a video on how he got rid of, not got rid of, it just moved on from his earlier i7 or even i9 MacBook Pro because of the production and how fast and great the M1 Mac Mini works. So I can get another Mac M1 Mini to have as like the backup to what I'm using. My plans are that I'm going to be doing more video editing as well, so I'm going to invest in myself as well to put into the newer M1 Pro. I don't think I need the Max, but we'll see when we get there. Right now I'm just gonna start budgeting and putting the money aside so that I can purchase that and invest as my higher end computer is gonna be so incredibly fast that even if I don't use, I think obviously it's going to be the computer that I'm going to use for all of the production and the remote production that I'm going to be doing. It's going to be the brain, but it's just still having the redundancy, whether I'm using the the Mac Mini M1 as my production computer and then have that as the backup, or vice versa, to be able to have the second computer just in case you need to use it for the production and you need to have something powerful enough to handle all comers. So let's say you're doing a ESPN type of interview show where you literally have the screen quartered vertical, and it looks like a panel of what's the show, pardon the interruption, and you have four people's silhouettes literally just on the screen. You'd be able to handle that without a problem. The other thing is just the same way that you would have redundancy in your cameras, in your computer, in hard drives, in your backups, you're also going to need to invest in getting a secondary internet line, a redundant internet, so that just in case your internet number one goes down, because everyone's connecting to you, their internet could be fine, but if they can't connect to you as the source, you can't do the remote production, and you also can't produce that signal out. Now there are always going to be that rare case where something is going to go wrong. Maybe the person that needs to connect to you can't get their internet to go, or vice versa. But if you're going to be doing it as a business, you're going to need to have a separate internet line to have as a backup, because everything is just backup, especially when you're going to be the service provider. So it's just setting myself up for the future and doing things right instead of doing them twice. So I could go ahead and buy another Mac M1 Mini, but I really think that at this moment where I'm at is not going to be the best thing for me, especially when I already foresee me doing bigger and bigger projects, especially in the editing in the future. So those machines is something that I can attach my monitors and then just use it kind of like the brain as the M1, and the power that it's producing is just unreal. It literally is just unreal. I'm doing my research because I'm old, so consumer research is something that I like doing, and YouTube is such a great platform to do it as well. So I've been watching everyone's videos about the systems and what they're experiencing, that by the time that I actually go to purchase my new computer, if they don't have a new professional version of the M1 Mac Mini, right? Like the M1 Pro or the M1 Max Mini, oh, then that's what I'll be like, yeah, I think I'll step away from the laptop. But there are key things that I do want from the laptop itself, like that HDR, like color correct display. So that's something that's really going to help with the photography and color grading of the actual, videos that I'm going to be doing in the future. So these are just all things that just roll around in my head. Hopefully you guys are able to learn a little bit from, like my ramblings. Oh, Richard Sarkeesian is in the house. How are you doing, sir? I hope that you are feeling better. I, heard that you were a bit sick, so I'm glad to see you here. Louis Lazuka is in the house. How are you doing, sir? He's giving emojis, saying hi to Sammy, and to Peter, and to Tom. And that's the last of the messages here. But with that, I am going to close things out. Like I said, doing things a little bit different for 2022. And as always, I appreciate all of you for spending the time here with me week in, week out at Club Camera Junkie. Now, if you don't know, this is week number 58 and week number 59. We're going to be doing it all over again next week, next Saturday, same time, same place, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, aid and willing. Today we were just a little bit behind, but nothing to fear. It was just doing, like I said, the dad duties to take care of everything. Guys, I want to thank you again for all the coffee support that you guys sent today for Aiden and for the purchase of the battery. You guys are amazing. I can't thank you enough. It really does mean everything to me. I'm super excited. Sammy, if you want to get together for the consultation, we can do that. I'm excited for all the things that are going to be moving forward in this year, and it's all because of this amazing community. You guys rock. You guys are such a big part of my motivation as well. I do things for Aiden, but I also have such an admiration and love for all of you that it's like I can't let you guys down. You guys are too awesome, and that's how much it all means to me. So thank you as always. So Richard said, almost got my radio voice back. Oh, that's great. Paul saying, have a great rest of your weekend. Yes, tomorrow is Sunday, and as I always mention, I'm excited. I'm gonna go visit my father. Also give my father the good news, because I just kind of been keeping it hush hush as far as editing for Ecamm and things like that. So tomorrow I'll be letting him know. He doesn't watch my live streams, which is perfect, right? So allows me to keep these secrets so that I can give him the surprise tomorrow. So with that, as always, guys, take care of yourselves. Be safe. We'll be doing it all over again next week, and I will be hanging out here at Club Camera Junkie. Can't wait for it. There's going to be so many things that happen this week. I know I'm going to go see Peter Gregg, so that's something to look forward to, because I got to go return a battery charger that he allowed me to borrow because of the situation that I've been having with the car battery. So it really does mean a lot to me, all the help that you guys are have sent through for the battery. Like I said, it really does mean the world to me. So I'm so Puerto Rican, I could keep saying bye for a half an hour, but that's that. I'm going to click the outro screen, and I will see you next week. Later, guys.